Coming up on World's Greenest Homes. In Texas, a home that uses air conditioning to heat the pool.
The air conditioner dumps its heat into the swimming pool, therefore the air conditioner has to work less and we get free pool heat.
And across the Atlantic, deep in an English forest, it's the ultimate biodegradable home.
I like the natural feeling that the trees are still here, growing out of the floor.
I'm Emmanuel Beliveau. Come with me on World's Greenest Homes and see the most extraordinary homes on the planet. Homes that are gorgeous, cool, and green. Austin, Texas, where the summers are long, hot, and humid. It's a city known for its hospitality and its music capital of the world. Now, some say it's the most livable city in America, while others claim it's the greenest. We're headed to one of the most exclusive lakefront communities in Austin. Here in Tarrytown, a secluded neighborhood just 3 miles from downtown Austin, an architect set out to build a playful home for his family. When it was finished, it boasted some serious green credentials. In a climate where air conditioning is a necessity, this 4,200 square foot house is designed to save on energy. Just one of the reasons it's been awarded one of the highest ratings ever in the Austin Green Builder program. Architect Peter Pfeiffer designed the home with his wife Karen. They live here with Alex, Zachary, Benjamin, and Ava, and four-legged friends Champ and Splash. On the main floor, the living room, breakfast area, and kitchen share a large open space. Just next door is a screened-in porch. Down the hallway, the kids have their own wing with 3 bedrooms and a rec room. Upstairs is the master suite with a dressing room and a bathroom. Out in the backyard, a porch overlooks the pool area. Hi, Emmanuel.
Hi, Karen Pfeiffer. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure meeting you.
Peter Pfeiffer, welcome
Peter,
to our
pleasure,
home.
real pleasure.
This is great.
Well, thanks.
All right, let's look around.
Come on in.
You look at the house on the outside, you really wouldn't know that it was a green-rated home.
We wanted to make it look like just a comfortable home that, oh, by the way, is extremely green and extremely energy efficient and very healthy to live in.
What makes this room part of the sustainable picture?
This room being open to the kitchen, the breakfast room, the stairs, they all get to feed each other in terms of size and light and stuff. So that actually made this large space smaller than if there were 4 individual spaces.
Right.
People think you have to have a small house to be green.
Right.
So what does that mean? We sell 2 or 3 of our kids and then we can have a small house?
The focal point of this living room is this cozy wood-burning fireplace, perfect for family gatherings, but often a real energy waster.
This one's an isokern unit, which is made out of volcanic pumice. It puts out a lot of heat, a lot more so than a traditional masonry fireplace would.
Oh, I see, and that's due to the volcanic rock inside.
And the fact that we didn't put it on an exterior wall. Any heat that it gives out, it's giving out into the house instead of to the outside.
Peter and Karen sourced the limestone from local quarries within 25 miles of the house. Well, that's smart, though, getting it locally.
It was actually a fun little field
Yeah.
trip. I'd never been to a quarry before.
This is your main dining area?
This is where we have our family meals. We've got
Right.
a dining room, but this is where the real family action occurs.
Let's take a look at your kitchen.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, let's go in there.
Do you like having such an open kitchen like this?
Yeah, I do. It works well. And one of my favorite features are just the countertops. I've got a lot of counter space here for cooking and kids' schoolwork, and you know, we live in the kitchen.
Yeah. The countertops are made of the same local limestone as the fireplace, and as you'd expect, the appliances are Energy Star rated. The floors are made from recycled antique pine. Any issues with having a hardwood floor in the kitchen?
What we got underneath there, it's hard to see, but there's actually a drain pit underneath the dishwasher and the sink and underneath the refrigerator. So if there are any leaks at any of the plumbing fixtures, they go down a drain and out to the basement.
So there's no risk of water sitting here on the floor too long and warping the wood?
Right.
So who does most of the cooking?
Well, certainly not me.
Attached to the main living space is the screened-in porch. Oh, it's so aired in here too. It's nice.
Yeah, it's one of our favorite rooms.
It is a screened-in porch, but we made it nice enough to be a living room.
There's no getting around the use of air conditioning in Austin's summer heat. But this space is designed to stay cool naturally.
Those screens are just enough to let the air come through, but not so much that we'd get the solar heat gain or the winter winds. So we use this in the wintertime too.
So you can spend 12 months a year in here.
We do.
I wanted to have a porch where the kids could enjoy an environment that didn't require processed air, air conditioning or heating.
All right, let's see the rest of the house.
Okay.
Let's go. Close the doors so we keep the air conditioning in.
Good idea.
Back across the main living space is the study.
So your overhangs here, they stop all direct sunlight from coming into this room.
Yeah, they're 4 feet deep, and that helps it so that we get the reflected light off the underside of them, but without the direct solar gain.
But Peter's choice of light fixtures hasn't been so successful.
These are the lights I don't like.
What? I always thought they were
I
well
don't like
appreciated for their coolness.
Yeah. Anything else in this room that you disagreed on?
Well, actually, the paint color in this room, this color that's on the wood trim, I thought Peter liked it, so I didn't say anything to him. He thought I liked the color, so he didn't say anything. And once we were in the house, we realized neither one of us liked this color.
It proves what good communication skills you have.
Great communication skills. I hope it's gotten better since then.
It has.
Okay,
On that note,
we should go to the master suite.
what a good idea. Okay,
Yeah,
let's head
let's do it.
upstairs.
I've seen the main floor living space, but leaving the study, I've discovered something unusual.
Some warm air coming through there. What's that about?
Because heat rises, this ventilation system pulls the warm air down from the upper level. This keeps the top floor cooler, reducing the need for air conditioning.
So doesn't this area, in a sense, kind of get warmer?
Slightly, but it's better than running 2 machines.
Is it noticeable?
No.
Only when you go in and out of the study.
Next door is the main dining space. The chandelier was found at a local antique store.
We have to talk with one of the children if he's not been behaved. You can sit him right here and turn it right here in their face, and so when they're sitting here, we can get the truth out of them.
Oh, and I love the use of the stone down here too. It kind of really divides the space.
It's a divider, and it gives a little bit of accent.
So I guess the bedroom's upstairs?
Yes.
Okay.
On the way up, there's another of Peter's low-energy ways to stay cool. Directly above the stairwell, a large fan draws fresh air throughout the whole house. The entire upper floor is taken up with a master suite.
It's wonderful up here on a Sunday afternoon. The windows are open, you're venting out the house.
So through those doors?
Our bedroom.
Okay. The rest of the house is very open and big, and here I find it very, very cozy.
We purposefully chose more neutral, calm colors.
The 3 of us sleep up here.
And unlike the rest of the house, I notice you've got carpet here on the floor.
It's a natural wool carpet. We aired it out for 2 days, so if there were any volatile organic compounds, we aired them out before we brought it in the house. The one nice thing that's sort of neat to point out is there you see using up the same lumber to build this bed too.
Oh, great. So you put some custom furniture in here as well from the wood from the house.
Right, and we did this bed wall.
Instead of having a headboard for our bed, he kind of built this built-in headboard with the switches for the lights. And
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's the nerd in me coming out, but from here you can control the ceiling fan, the night lights, the overhead light, and even the speakers in the room from the downstairs stereo system, which we used once.
Are those buttons on both sides of the bed or just one?
Well, now that's an interesting point.
Yeah. They're just on his side of the bed.
I get to control the night environment, I think.
You do, huh? You just lean over and flick a switch and the
Right,
lights just kind of dim?
I'm surprised you understand.
Yeah, I understand. All right, what's the door over here?
This is our dressing room and our vanity area.
Okay. Wow, look at the size of this place.
Yeah, it's like a dream come true. We wanted to be able to have a separate dressing area.
So you don't have this cluttering that goes on in bedroom sometimes.
Exactly.
What's this do?
Well,
This goes to
here,
your
let me show
attic?
you. Why don't you step out of the way?
I might have to move for this one, excuse
Right.
me.
This goes up into the attic, but there's some interesting stuff in there. And I don't know if you want to go in there or if you want me to go up the stairs to show you.
Let's
what do
let
you have?
Emmanuel pop his head up there.
What's at the top here?
If you look, there's a cover so that the heat that normally would be building up in the attic or the cold in the wintertime doesn't come down into here. It's a lightweight styrofoam cover with a seal around it. You can just undo one of the rubber bands over there, and that's holding it in place, and then slide the thing over and out of your way.
Oh, I see. So this seals the attic from the rest of the house.
Right. And if you look up there, you'll see you can turn on the light to your around your shoulder. You can see that reflective board, which is called Tech Shield. It's,
stuff here, yeah.
It's a radiant barrier.
Yeah.
It stops the heat from building up inside the attic.
It's quite warm itself. But the temperature up here seems like it could possibly be a heck of a lot warmer considering how hot it is outside.
Yeah, it saves about 40 degrees from being built up. That radiant barrier really keeps the attic much cooler.
Oh, that's something else.
But the reason why that's a vented attic, Manny, is because we have this whole house fan too. And in the spring and fall, when we're using the whole house fan, we need to open it up.
Oh, look at that! A big door's opening up there.
Right.
So that's the house fan that we saw in the stairwell.
Right.
Yes.
You open it up here so it can work, but when you're air conditioning, like now, you don't want to have the air that's in the attic seeping down into the house, and that's when we can close it and seal it off.
Oh, I see. Look at that. So it's just a pulley and a pulley system on a rope. And
Right. Very simple, but maybe a little bit Rube Goldberg, but it works.
A very simple mechanical system, but it works very effectively.
Oh yeah, it's
It
wonderful.
Behind the closet is the master bathroom.
Is this his and her vanity?
This is our vanity area.
Is this your side?
This is my side.
I'm
and
guessing by
that's
the
her
photo
side.
it's your side.
Well, that's Karen on our wedding moon.
Very nice. Very
Thank you. Thank you.
nice. That's a beautiful backsplash.
Thank you. I actually found that backsplash. It reminded me of our honeymoon. We got married and honeymooned in Greece.
The windows are another of Peter's ideas to keep the place cool.
When we have the windows open and the whole house fan, it can pull all the steam out of here. It works great.
And what kind of light do you have in here?
It's fluorescent lighting. You know, a lot of people have this mistaken impression that fluorescent lighting can't be attractive. What I found works really well is if you blend types of fluorescent lights. Like the lower light is what we call 3500K. It's a white light. It reproduces the color of your skin very well. And the upper light is a 2700K, which is much warmer, that helps balance out the look of the lighting and the feel of the lighting in here. But probably most importantly is there's only about 120 watts burning for everything you see here and very little heat. So you're not heating yourself up as you're trying to work in front of the mirror.
Very nice, and it does give a nice effect.
Yeah.
And you have these spots here as well in case you need more light.
Exactly.
Right.
Right.
It's good for getting ready for parties. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and actually that's because the bathroom and the shower room is a different room than where the vanity is, and that was very purposeful.
Yeah, you've separated everything here. You have a changing area over there. You have the vanities, his and her here, and then through there, it looks like it's your.
It's the shower and toilet room.
Let's take a look at them.
Let's take a look.
And this is the shower.
Come on in.
All of us.
And we can fit all of us in here.
We can.
We are.
Very big shower.
We didn't want to do window treatment on these windows because it's such a beautiful view.
But we did work on this windowsill height so Karen could feel a sense of privacy.
Oh, this is nice. It's very nice and lots of nice stone. What kind of stone do you have in here?
It's just limestone, local limestone tile.
You've got a lot of sprays in here. Do you use all of these?
No.
It's toys for him.
It's
you know?
toys.
He did it because he could.
Back downstairs on the main floor, the kids have a bedroom wing all to themselves.
Oh, hello.
Hello, this is the kids area. Please come in.
Well, thank you, thank you, thank you.
We're going to let Ava show you the bedrooms.
Okay, you want to do that?
Sure.
Can I see your room?
Sure, go ahead.
Well, that's a nice room.
Thank you.
And lucky Ava even has a poolside view.
All right, who else is on this wing?
Well, this is my oldest brother Alex's room.
Does your brother sleep on a loft?
Yeah, he sleeps up there.
Have you ever been up there?
Yeah,
It's scary.
I've been there a billion times.
Does he have his own bathroom?
No, he shares it with my two other brothers, and so this is their bedroom.
This is a big room. You guys have some pretty big bedrooms.
Yeah.
Heading outside is the family's favorite spot.
Well, we're on the porch right off the living room that overlooks the pool so we can keep an eye on the kids and sit here and enjoy the view.
What's the outside finish on your house?
Yeah, it's hardy plank siding, but it's a really nifty synthetic trim made out of recycled plastic and wood chips.
You've got a bunch of kids, and obviously they've got friends, teenagers. Do anyone ever try to jump off here into your pool?
Ours are so well behaved that I couldn't imagine
They have
that.
tried it and they got into trouble for doing it, but yeah, it has been attempted before.
Yeah.
And successfully, they didn't land in, they didn't splat.
The pool is one of the home's most ingenious green features, and Peter has come up with a smart way of keeping it heated.
The air conditioner dumps its heat into the swimming pool, therefore the air conditioner has to work less and we get free pool heat.
How does the air conditioning system interact with the pool directly? Is there a...
There's a heat exchanger in the basement where the Freon from the air conditioner exchanges its heat to the swimming pool water. It's just a simple heat exchanger between the swimming pool and the air conditioning system.
Oh, I see, okay.
It's a win-win situation. Free pool heat and lower energy bills. In Austin's dry climate, there isn't much water for landscaping, so Peter installed a rainwater collection system.
And how much does this hold?
Almost 3,000 gallons. It holds enough water to water the lawn for about 2 weeks.
One of the biggest things I've learned here is just to not have to use as much energy as you think you do.
Saving a commodity is always going to be simpler and more cost-effective than producing a commodity. The whole green building movement is about reducing consumption.
Now, being the architect and being the homeowner, was this a novel experience for you going through all this?
Yeah.
It was a great experience.
A good experience.
Yeah.
I'll go out on a limb and say next to having kids together, this is one of the neater things we've done together.
Well, thank you so very much for letting me tour your home. So say bye to the kids for me and the dog.
Okay.
Take care, guys.
Designing an energy-saving home in a hot climate may have been an experiment in green building for Peter and Karen, but they've managed to build a family home that fits them just right. Our next home takes us far from the madding crowd, deep into an English forest, where one man has built his fairy tale home from just about anything he could find. I guess you could say he's gone back to his roots. This is Prickly Nut Wood in West Sussex, England. Hidden in these woods is an off-the-grid home that looks like something out of Hansel and Gretel. Yet, it's just a half-hour train ride from central London.
Many people think of houses in the forest as something out of a fairy tale, and this isn't so different. When you use the natural shapes and form and the natural timber that the forest offers, you'll end up with something close to that.
But designing and building this green cottage was definitely not child's play for forester Ben Law. Incredibly, it took 10 years of roughing it in trailers and tents before Ben and wife Beverly got planning permission to build their off-the-grid home in the forest. It took 6 months to complete, and they now live here with kids Zed and Tess.
I wanted to build a house that sat gently in its environment. To me, it's a privilege to be living in a woodland.
Inside the house is an open concept living and dining space, with a kitchen right next door. The center of the living space opens up to the full 2 stories of the home. The iron staircase leads to the master bedroom. Back downstairs, a hallway off the dining room leads to a couple of kids' bedrooms and the family bathroom. Outside is the market garden where Ben and Beverly grow organic vegetables. Ben put a lot of thought into the layout of the main living space, and it's no real surprise to learn that he wanted to bring the forest right inside.
When you enter here, it feels like you're coming into a clearing within the woodlands, with the trees working their way up to the top of the roof. I like the natural feeling that the trees are still here, growing out of the floor.
In the living room, the fireplace looks like it's growing out of the floor as well.
This fire has been designed to be energy efficient. This clay surround, it works as a thermal heat source, so once the fire has gone out, this will be warm and project heat back into the room.
Ben and Beverly's kitchen has one feature that's a must-have in every English country home, a traditional Rayburn stove.
1.5 barrows of wood a day is enough to heat this Rayburn, which actually works and heats the whole house.
The stove also has a boiler that heats the home's water and radiators. The average English fuel bill is $1,700 a year. For Ben, it's $0.
Many timber frame buildings are quite dark, and one of the things I really wanted was to allow the light to pour in, so that's been a reason for leaving this central bay open. Around the top, I've created a mezzanine using lath, which is very finely split pieces of chestnut out of the forest. And it creates a kind of louver effect, which allows the sunlight to dapple through it.
Heading up the reclaimed iron staircase, you'll find the master bedroom.
When I reach the top here, I feel like I'm right up in the nest of the house, full of light shining down through the skylights, and all the heat from below is coming up and warming this area where I sleep.
And Ben didn't have to spend a bundle of cash on decoration.
This is the natural colour of the lime wash on this ceiling here. And between the ceiling and the shingles outside is recycled newspaper, and that's blown in to form a warm insulative layer.
Ben has just finished the last bit of construction, an addition with new bedrooms for the kids.
So we've just walked through what was the outside wall, and now we're into the extension. Roundwood chestnut frames pegged together, straw bales, and this is the children's room. As they get bigger, they'll get a room each.
And Ben's branched out a bit on the color chart since he painted the master bedroom.
This is a lime wash with yellow ochre in it.
Maybe the most unusual part of the house is behind this door.
This is the dry composting toilet. I add a bit of byproduct, sawdust, after each time the toilet's used, and that will begin to compost. And a year from now, that will be spread around the fruit trees and help improve the apples.
From toilet to high tech, this home is completely off the grid.
The design may seem quite traditional and old in the timber frame style, but there's a lot of modern technology linked in with it. Solar panels, got a couple of wind turbines, and they all work off microchips to shut them down when there's too much power.
And all that power gets stored onto second-hand submarine batteries.
This is the power supply for the house. This is the charge control unit. So this controls all the power coming in to the batteries. So I've got the solar panels coming in through here. It tells me how many amps are coming in and how much is in the batteries, and the turbines coming in as well.
Fortunately, the damp British weather has given Ben another cost-cutting opportunity.
This house is self-sufficient in water, and drinking water is gravity-fed from a spring on the hill, and rainwater is harvested off the roof, and it comes down this pipe and is collected in this 1,000-gallon rainwater tank behind me. Using local resources from the forest has made this quite a cheap house to build. In fact, a house locally in the area would be about 20 times the cost of this.
Compared to the other multi-million-dollar family homes around here, Ben's cost just $60,000 to build. But this home is different in more ways than one. When Ben's gone, it'll be taken apart, so you'll never know it existed.
It's not easy to get permission to build a house in an environment like this, and it took me a long time to persuade the planning authority that I needed to be here. And the conditions are such that after my life, I cannot sell this house on to anyone. So it's not an investment in any way for the future, it's an investment for my life and for the management of this wood.
A house that, if it disappeared, would leave very little trace that it had been here.
It's hard to believe that a house that took nearly 10 years to build will one day disappear when Ben and his family leave. In one way, I guess you could say it truly is the ultimate biodegradable home.
To persuade the planning authority that I needed to be here, and the conditions are such that after my life, I cannot sell this house on to anyone. So it's not an investment in any way for the future, it's an investment for my life and for the management of this wood.
A house that, if it disappeared, would leave very little trace that it had been here.
It's hard to believe that a house that took nearly 10 years to build will one day disappear when Ben and his family leave. In one way, I guess you could say it truly is the ultimate biodegradable home.